Hi yogis, welcome to class 8. This is the last class in your program and it's going to be an exploration of a little bit of everything that we've done so far. So spine forwards and back, side to side, and also working with all the major muscle groups that support our hips. So come into whatever position you feel that you want to be to start the class. So whether you choose to be seated or whether you just feel like laying down today, that's fine too. Be where you want to be. So let's find peace and stillness. If you're in an upright position, lightly pull in the belly button, in and up. The spine is straight and the shoulders are open and relaxed. Your hands are resting lightly on your knees or in your lap. And the eyes are closed. And we bring ourselves completely into this moment on our mats, feeding and nourishing our body, our mind and our soul. So just notice the rhythm of your breath. Using the breath to calm, to center, and to ground us, to anchor us into our space and into our bodies. Notice the passage of the air as you breathe in through your nose and as it travels down the back of your throat, through your chest and filling your belly. The belly rises as you breathe in and the belly falls as you breathe out. And let's open the eyes. Let's come to seated first of all for some core work. So we're going to start in Dandasana. So legs out in front, toes pointing up, our thigh muscles are engaged, and our spine again is long and tall with the belly button softly pulling in and our gaze is forwards. And we're going to work with stir the pot pose again. We've seen this before. So bring the arms out in front, clasp the hands together. And let's start moving forwards and back, circling with the hips, moving from the waist. So keep the core engaged, keep the toes pointing up. And come as far back and as far forward as you feel comfortable to do. And if you want to bring in the breath, we breathe in as we come forwards and out as we come back. Breathe in, forwards, out, back. And let's stir the other way now. Breathe in to come forwards, breathe out to come back. Good. And let's come to still. Bring the hands back to the ground. And let's lay on our backs with our knees bent. So palms are facing downwards. Press your lower back into the ground. And we're going to start with some leg raises. So we can choose to have both legs in the air, straight. This is going to make it harder. Or we can start with legs long on the ground and just one leg at a time in the air. So wherever you choose to be, breathe in to start with and breathe out to slowly lower one leg or both legs to the ground. Breathe in to bring the leg back up and breathe out to lower down, really slow. Breathe in, legs come up. Breathe out, legs come down. Let's take a pause here. So bring the knees into the chest, have a knee hug, lift the chin and shoulders towards the knees. And we're going to come back down again. And if you've been working one leg at a time, switch legs. If you've been working both legs, bring them back in the air. But wherever you are, keep the back pressed into the ground. Breathe in and breathe out to slowly lower the legs down, just as far as you feel is comfortable for you. So breathing in to raise the legs and breathing out to lower, keeping the core strong. Let's do two more. Breathe in, raise the legs, and breathe out, lower. One more. Breathe in, raise, and breathe out, lower. Good. And again, bend the knees, bring the knees into the chest, and let's roll on the spine this time. So just rolling a little bit side to side. Good. And let's come to still. So extending the legs out and lift the arms overhead. Let's take a full body stretch. So point the toes, extend the hands, really reaching as far as you can stretch. And release. And from here, while our arms are still above our head, we're going to come to banana pose. So clasping the hands together or just holding the fingers, moving your legs to the left side of the body. So arms and legs both coming out to the left side. And just totally relax into this pose, banana asana. Hold and breathe, feeling a stretch through the right waist. See if there's any more movement to be had, perhaps moving arms and legs a little bit further away from the midline. And let's release banana from the side, come back to center. Again, take a whole body stretch. Toes pointing, fingers reaching far above the head. Breathe in Breathe out and relax and move the arms and legs now to the right side. So keeping the fingers clasped together and just moving arms and legs along the ground as far as they will go. That you can then sink your body down, relax through your back, relax through the hip, and feeling the sensations in your left side now. So this lateral spine extension. And see if there's any more movement, if you can move arms and legs further away still. And let's release. Come back to central position and bring the arms back down to the sides of the body. And we're going to slowly make our way back up to seated. And then onto our knees to tabletop position. So we're going to continue to work with the spine. Some more spinal twist movements. We're going to use thread needle pose. So hands spread nice and wide under the shoulders, knees are hip width apart. And let's start working with our right hand this time. So let's engage our core by pulling the belly in first of all. And lifting the right hand off of the mat and raising it up into the air. Twist your body so that you're looking up at your right hand. And then bring the right hand down, thread it underneath the left arm, watching your fingers as you go. Keep the fingers in the air. And then let's unthread, bring the hand back up into the air, looking up. And let's thread one more time, bring the arm down and through, looking at the fingers, rotating the spine. And last one, bring the arm up into the air again. And bringing the arm back through, and we're going to land this time. So land the hand, land the head onto the block or the mat. And your right palm is facing upwards. And you've got arm options here with the left hand to either leave it where it is in front of your face, or for a nice passive stretch for the underarm, bring your hand out to the top of your mat. Or if you fancy a little bit of an arm workout and some toning, bring your left arm into the air and the left shoulder's drawing back. Two more breaths here. And release the top hand, bring it back to the ground. Unthread your right hand. Come back to tabletop position. And let's come back to child's pose. So bring the hips down to the feet. The arms are extending out to the top of the mat. And again, head is resting on the block or on the ground. Let's take 3 really deep breaths in child's pose. So you're in spine flexion now. Feel your ribs expand as you breathe. So let's start to come out of child's pose, back to tabletop, and we will work with thread needle now with the left arm. So let's prepare now to peel off the left hand, raise it into the air, looking up at your fingers, rotating your spine. Let's bring the left arm down, thread it under the body, under the right arm, watching the fingers. And then unthread, bring the left arm back into the air, looking up. And bring the arm down again, thread it under, twist the other way. And last time, unthread, left arm into the air, looking up. And then bringing the arm back down and through, and land your head this time on the ground, and land the hand with the palm facing upwards, and options with your hand to leave it in front of your face where it is on the right side, or extending the right hand up to the end of your mat, feeling a stretch under the arm and at the front of the shoulder. Or if you want to have that nice arm workout, you can bring the right arm up into the air. A little bit of toning going on again. Let's just be here, resting in our chosen position. Sink the shoulders down, relax through the body. Keep taking really nice, long, deep breaths. Let's prepare now to come out of thread needle. So unthread yourself, come back down into child's pose. Just rest in child's. And we're going to use our breath to move forwards and back from child's pose to cobra in the striking cobra movement. So first of all, let's come up to cat pose. We're breathing in, round the shoulders, and straight away drop the hips down to the mat, bringing your belly down, breathing normally now. So we're going to hold this cobra. So we're now in spine extension. You might know your body a little bit better now that we're at the end of the program. So you can choose whether to stay in low cobra, or whether to extend the arms a little bit further away and come up higher into seal pose. And again, your choice to experiment whether holding on to your gluteal muscles, your butt, or relaxing your butt and seeing what that does to your back muscles. Let this be your class. Let this be all about you and how you feel. Let's come back down. Bring the hands back under the shoulders if you've been in seal pose. Let's breathe in and move back straight through cat, rounding the shoulders and back into child's pose. Breathe normally. So let's move with the breath. Breathe in, come up and through into cobra. Breathe out and move back to child's. One more. Breathe in, come forwards to cobra. Breathe out, come back to child's. And breathe in, come to hands and knees, tabletop position, tuck the toes, and then send your hips back into downward facing dog. And in our dogs, let's first of all walk the feet up and down. And then let's just sway side to side again on the balls of the feet. Stretching the side of the body. And come back to stillness. And we're going to start taking our circular movement around our hips now. So let's come to three-legged dog first of all. Raise the right leg in the air. And we're going to step the right foot forwards, low lunge. And we're going to come to twisted dragon. So you might want to leave your left hand on the ground or on a block. Your right hand is on your right knee. You're lifting your head and your chest to look forwards, and you're sinking your hips down. So straight away we're finding a stretch in the left groin. And then option here to twist over to the right. So look out over your right shoulder. So a groin stretch and a spine twist. Keep breathing. Make sure that your shoulders are relaxed. Your upper body is twisted, but it's relaxed. And let's untwist from twisted dragon. Bring the hands back down to the mat. Send the front foot forwards, back into knees. And then come back into downward dog if you feel like it. If you want to stay on knees, stay on knees. We're just going to hold down dog for a couple of breaths. So remember, in down dog, fingers are spread, belly is lifting, neck is soft, and heels working down. Shoulders are working apart. So left leg this time. Lift the leg up if you're in down dog. And let's bring the left knee through. So if you're on hands and knees, bring the left foot forwards. Land the foot by the left hand. Find support for your right hand either on the ground or on a block. Lift the head and chest. Bring the left hand to the left knee. And stay where you are if you're comfortable here, but if you want to, you can take a twist. So shoulders are relaxed. Keep breathing. Keep sinking the hips forwards. Feel a stretch in the groin. Lovely, and let's untwist from twisted dragon. Let's send the the front foot back to downward dog or hands and knees, whichever you prefer. And we're going to prepare to walk forwards to the front of the mat. Let's have a forward fold. So choose whether you want to bend the knees or keep the legs straight, or if your hands are on a block or your shins or the ground. And let's uncurl from our forward fold. So slowly come to stand up into Tadasana, mountain pose. Let's take 2 breaths here. So keep the core engaged, keep the spine tall. Well done. And let's move now. So you might want to come sideways onto your mat. We're going to do the golden seed flow. So we're going to start moving our spine again in all kinds of directions. So feet wider than hip width. And bring our hands onto our belly. So feel the connection with the hands. And let's make a bowl shape with our hands. And as we breathe in, let's start to lift that bowl up into the air, making an offering, asking for a wish, looking up, bending back a little bit. And now breathing out, lowering the hands with the palms face downwards. Bring your body back to upright and your hands are going to come behind your back. Breathe in, bring the arms out to the side, turn the feet out and breathe out, sinking down into horse stance. So the hips are moving back. You should be able to lift your toes. The weight is going through your heels. Breathe in. Breathe out. Turn the feet to face in and bring your fingers to the ground. You're looking back now through your knees and you're in elephant pose. Let's turn out the right feet. Leave the right hand on the ground and breathing in, lift the left arm into the air, twisting the spine again, looking up. And let's bring hand back to the ground, turning the right toes in. Turn the left toes out, leave the left hand on the ground and breathing in, rising the right arm into the air and looking up at the fingers. Breathe normally. And bring the right arm down, turn the toes to face forwards, bend the knees, scoop the bowl again, so scooping like you're bringing up water, offering something up into the air, arms up, looking up. Turn the palms to face downwards, and as you breathe out, start to fold forwards from the hips and your arms are coming down and sweeping back and round behind you. You're coming to a forward fold. Again, looking backwards, shoulder blades drawing together, drinking bird pose. Bend the knees, turn the toes out. Breathe in, sweep the arms forwards again, back into horse stance with the wrists facing forwards. Just sinking down, the shoulders are relaxed, core is engaged, you're feeling that strong on your quad muscles. Breathe in, Send the toes to face forwards, breathe out. Bend forward again, sweep the arms backwards and up overhead, drawing the shoulder blades together. Looking back. And bend the knees again, breathing in. Sweep the arms forwards and up. Make your way to standing. The arms are coming up in the air, looking up and breathing out. Palms facing down. Bring your hands back to the front of your body. So resting the hands on the abdomen. Let's do that move again, slightly faster this time, with the breath. So making sure the feet are facing forwards to start with. Let's make the bowl with our wish in it, or something that we want to get rid of. Breathing in, offering the bowl up, so stand upright. Breathe out, turn the palms face down and bring the arms behind the back. Breathe in, turn out the toes, lift the arms out to the sides, palms facing out. And then let's breathe in one more time here and breathe out, sink down into horse stance. Really good fat burning pose and strengthening for the core and the thighs. Breathe in, turn the toes to face forwards and breathe out. Bring the hands to the ground in elephant pose. Fold forwards. Turn the right toes out. Lift the left arm into the air as you breathe in, looking up. Breathe out. Bring the left hand down. Turn the right toes in. Turn the left toes out. Bring the right arm into the air as you breathe in and twist to look up at your fingers. Breathe out. Bring the hand down. The toes are facing forwards. Bend the knees. Scoop your hands into a bowl shape. Lift the bowl into the air. Watching the bowl as it goes up. You're looking up, bending back. Breathing out. Bring the palms to face downwards. And start to bend forwards from the hips, working towards drinking bird pose. The arms are coming up and behind you. You're looking back. Breathe in, bend the knees, turn out the feet and start to bring the arms forwards and up again into horse stance with the arms out in front. Sink down. Breathe normally. Breathe in and breathe out. Turn the toes forwards. Bring the hands back again into drinking bird pose. And breathing in, bend the knees, sweep the arms forwards and up, come to standing, arms in the air, looking up and breathing out. Bring the hands back to the belly, back to the abdomen, and breathe normally. And let's make our way now back to our bellies. We're going to take another stretch now for the front of the thighs and the hip flexors. So we're going to work towards bow pose. So come onto the belly, like we're in Sphinx pose almost. And let's bend up the left leg and reach around with the left hand to catch the foot. And options here, you can stay with your head and chest up, or you can bring your right hand underneath your head and rest your head on your hands and just bring your foot towards your buttocks, feeling that stretch through the front of your left thigh. Options here if you want to work the upper body and get a back bend in here. Extend the right arm away from you, above the top of the mat, and lift the head and chest a little bit, still drawing your knee or drawing your foot towards your body. So you're looking forwards now. And that's intensified the stretch on your thigh, your quadricep group of muscles, and incorporated a very gentle back bend. And let's release. Gently let go of the left leg. Bring both arms out in front this time, resting the head on the ground. Relax the shoulders, relax the whole body. And let's prepare to work the other side. So come back to Sphinx pose first of all. So elbows and wrists on the ground. And let's work with the right side. So bending the right knee and holding the right foot with the right hand and pulling the foot towards the buttocks, feeling that stretch in the right quadricep group of muscles now. And options to either stay here or dropping the head down to the mat, resting on your hand. So resting on the left hand. Or if you want to extend the left hand out above the top of the mat, lifting the head and chest. Taking a back bend here as well. In half bow pose. Foot is working towards the bottom. And we're going to work with the full bow pose in just a moment. So deciding whether or not you want to come down and rest in crocodile. So we're going to come to crocodile first and either staying here, or if you feel that you want to try full bow pose, we're going to bend both knees back. So let's lift the head and chest again. Come back to Sphinx. Bend the left knee, holding on to the left foot. And reaching around with the right hand to the right foot, the head and chest are lifted. And we're going to breathe in and we're going to try and lift our head and chest further off the ground, and at the same time we're going to push our feet away from the body this time. So if you're happy here, just stay here, holding the ankles. If you want to try and increase this, let's breathe in, lift the head and chest, and move the feet away from the body. So you're going to feel a very strong back bend. You're going to feel opening through the front of your chest and shoulders, and you're going to feel a stretch through your thigh muscles. Hold this for as long as you feel that you can, even a second, 2 seconds. Your yoga journey will take you into much more flexible territory. The more love and attention you give your body, your journey will give you results. So if you want to go even more, rocking bow pose, we use the breath. So you're breathing in to raise higher, and breathing out, you're lowering the chest and chin a little bit. Breathe in and breathe out. You're rocking your body as you breathe. One more. And release. Let the knees go. Flatten your legs out straight behind you. Let's come back to crocodile pose and just hold a rebound for about 30 seconds. Let your back sink. Let your whole body relax. So let's move from crocodile and start coming back up onto our knees nice and slow. We're going to come into deer pose. So we're going to work the outside of the thigh now. So bring the right knee out in front. Just let the position and the angle of the bend be what feels nice for you. Come to sit on the right buttock and bending the left knee behind. So let your leg arrangement feel natural for you. Everybody will be different in this pose. Have some supports ready to lean over onto. Cushions for thigh to knee, or something to rest your head on, a block. And we're going to start moving our upper body down towards the ground. And our upper body needs to be totally at rest. So I'm going to have my head on a block. And we need to feel a stretch through our right hip. So right glute around the IT band area. Your upper body is rested and surrendered. And we're going to hold deer pose for 2 minutes. Got 45 seconds to go. See if you can arrange your body slightly differently to increase the stretch in your right hip, your right thigh. Perhaps you feel that coming down and underneath into your glutes as well. And let's slowly start to come out of deer pose. Resting again on the front. The short rebound. Moving onto your belly. And let's move back onto kneeling to do the other side. So this time our left leg will come forwards, bending in any position that feels comfortable, and the right leg is bending backwards and having any blocks or supports that you need. And start to fold your body forwards, whether it's hovering over your thigh or you take a diagonal position. This has got to be unique for you and your body to feel a stretch in your left hip. So melt forward and let all tension flow out of your body as you rest here in deer pose for 2 minutes. Shoulders, hips, everything is relaxed. One more minute to go. Keep yourself connected to your breathing and keep your attention and focus on your left hip. Stay tuned in to your inner world. You can let the external world and stimuli just stay away for a bit longer. 10 more seconds. And let's start to come out of deer pose. Make your way onto your back. So rebound in pentacle pose this time. So coming out of pentacle pose, let's make our way back up to seated. And we're going to do another upper body strengthening pose and a back bend. We're going to work with tripod pose. So we're going to bend the right knee and we're going to bring the right hand or the right elbow to rest on the right knee. And our left hand moves backwards with the fingers facing outwards towards the back of the mat. So we're going to use the breath again, and we're going to lift the hips into the air, and our arm is going to move backwards into tripod pose. So it's a strong balance and a back bend. So let's see how you feel. So breathing in, lift the hips into the air and bring the right arm overhead. So just bringing the hips as high up as you can, and you're looking backwards towards the back of your mat. And when you're ready, lower this down, even if you just hold that for a second. And if you've had enough of that for now, then just stay here. If you'd like to try that again, so breathing in, lift the hips and the arm sweeps up and back, and you're looking down at your fingers of the back hand, lift the hips as high as they will go. and come back down. Well done. That's really hard work. Bring the knees in, hug the knees, lean back. And let's try the other side if you feel like it. So extend the legs out. And this time, the left knee is bent and the left elbow is resting on the knee. And the right hand is coming behind the body, but the fingers are facing backwards this time. Just gather yourself for a moment, see how you're feeling. If this is enough for you, you're still getting strengthening through the wrists and shoulders, and if you're upright, your core is engaged, you're still working your body. So let's move to tripod on an in-breath. Here we go. Breathe in, lift the hips, lift the arm up into the air on the left side, looking down at the fingers, and release. Bring the arm down, bring the hips down, just come back for a rest. And let's try again one more time. So breathe in, lift the hips, bring the arm behind. You're looking down at your fingers, hips are moving upwards, back is bending. And release. Well done. Bring the knees back in for a knee hug. I've deliberately chosen that really strong pose because if you choose to move on to the next level, level 2, we will be doing much more of those strengthening poses. If tripod isn't accessible for you at this time with work, it will be, and then you'll know you're ready to progress. So coming out of your knee hug, keep the knees bent, but make your way onto your back, using your core as you lower down. So bringing the arms out wide to the sides of the body. Bringing your knees, your feet closer to your body. And we're going to twist the knees over to the left side. And just let your knees flop and land wherever they want to. Options to put cushions or blocks under your knees, or just let them hover. Our target area here is the right hip. There's an option here if you feel like you want to take this a bit further. We can lengthen the right leg out to the side of the body. You're twisting even deeper, and your right foot will start to work towards your left hand. And your left hand, if accessible, can hold on to your big toe. So you're in a more advanced version of a spine twist, and that's changed the muscles that we're stretching on the side of our hip. Again, this is a slightly more advanced version of a spine twist. Just seeing how you feel about slightly more advanced moves. If this isn't good for you, then keeping your knees together, working towards the ground on the left side. It doesn't matter if your knees are hovering as long as your feet are supporting you on the ground. And options as well. to turn your head towards the right. So let's release ourselves from wherever we are, really slowly untwisting the body, bringing the knees back to center. Keep the knees bent, keep the feet flat on the floor, keep the arms where they are, and let's windscreen wiper the knees from side to side. So move the spine a little bit. So drop the knees a couple of times back and forth each side. And next time your knees come over to the right, let them drop. Let them go as low as they want to go. Release any tension in your left hip. Just let your back sink downwards. Let your hips sink. Let your feet support you. And an option now to slightly change where the hip muscle is being stretched to the outer side of the hip more. If you want to, you can start to straighten the left leg, bring it out to the side of the body, let the toes rest on the ground. And if you want to start bringing your left foot towards your hand and your hand towards your foot, holding on to your left big toe and letting your head turn to the left. And again, relaxing all your muscles. Try not to feel that you're holding on. Two more breaths. And let's very gently release whatever version of spine twist that we're in. Come back to center. Bring the knees into the chest. Just roll around on your spine a little bit, side to side. Maybe back and forwards if you want to. Maybe take some circles with the knees, with your lower back pressed into the ground. Just massaging the base of the spine and the sacrum. Just being sure to circle your knees both ways. And now let's come down into Shavasana for our final rest. Not just of today, but of the program. So sinking your whole body into the ground. Taking some time now to integrate the work that we've done. Giving thanks to yourself for giving your body this love, this attention, being mindful of your well-being and taking this journey. So let your whole body melt into the ground and stay in Shavasana for as long as you like. and I'm signing off.